What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another pre-match fan show where it is your chance to have your say on the big game this weekend. Obviously, Man United travel down to London this weekend for a big game, 5:30 kickoff tomorrow night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Not a long trip for Man United fans, is it?
Yeah, not for many of them anyway,
Exactly.
that's for sure.
Exactly.
But look, it's a big game this weekend, isn't it? Such a big game. There's reservations from the Man United fans about Manchester United. There's reservations about the Tottenham fans about Tottenham. You know, two unhappy fan bases coming together. They're dubbing this the El Sacico. Do you think Oli gets the sack if he does lose this weekend?
I reckon there's a decent chance, actually. If he loses, he could get sacked. I really believe that because the run they're on, considering they're expecting a title challenge, is pretty horrific. Performances they're putting in against the likes of Villa, Everton, Leicester, not even going into the Liverpool game yet, you know, really lackluster performances and bad results. Again, you know, he's got out of jail a couple of times against Villarreal and Atalanta, where they definitely shouldn't have won those games, and they've come back with late goals and ended up getting the results. But they haven't looked good in general play pretty much throughout the whole season, except for maybe one game against Newcastle and Leeds right at the beginning of the season where they battered them. But since then, whenever they've come up against anyone half decent, they've kind of been found out a bit, unfortunately for them. And they definitely, look, the signings they made in the summer, no doubt about it, that's for a title challenge. You don't sign Ronaldo on whatever wages he's on if you're not looking for a title challenge. That's short-termism. Winning the league this season, that's what it's about. They probably thought it was gonna be like the Van Persie signing, you know what I mean? Short term, get him, even if he's
started off like it, didn't
exactly. And they've probably thought, you know, even if he's just here for 1 or 2 seasons, he can get us a league title. And with the way they're going, you know, Sancho hasn't been able to get involved at all. They haven't found the balance in midfield right just yet. Ronaldo's goals are drying up a bit. It's not looking good for Oli at the moment, and he needs to really turn it around.
A top quality CDM in their squad.
Yeah, they are, but that shouldn't be causing such bad results. You know what I mean? They're missing a CDM, so they lose 4-2. Or sorry, they should win 4-2 instead of losing 4. You know what I mean? They have arguably with Sancho, Greenwood, Rashford, Ronaldo, Cavani, and Bruno. There is, I would say, on paper, they got more, potentially more options than Liverpool, even though Salah's on the bet on the.
They do. No, I think that's facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why are they looking so lackluster going forward? Why aren't they sharp and energetic and intent? And there's no intensity to their game at the moment, and that has to do with the manager. I'm sorry, it does. So I think Oli is under serious pressure to turn it around, and he's been given a stay of execution. No doubt about it. I'm sure they could have a good enough performance to win the game this weekend. But if he does lose, then I think the pressure could take its toll. I think, and especially with Man City coming up, maybe they'll keep him on for 1 with the Manchester derby. And if he loses that could be curtains.
Yeah. So the way we're going to structure this video, as always, we're going to go through Nuno's press conference and react to what he's saying. A nice 15-minute press conference, a bit different to the little 5 and 6 minute snippets that we have been getting. But we'll go through every word that Nuno has said, and then we'll start getting you guys on to have your say. The link is in the community section right now. Not just open to members, open to everyone. So come and have your say. We're looking forward to speaking to you guys in about 20 minutes after we go through Nuno's press conference. So let's get that started now.
All right.
Now.
Something's going wrong. Getting up in a sec. Bear with.
Well, while we're waiting for that, actually, I just wanted to talk about this little snippet from Sky Sports on Christian Eriksen today. They say Inter Milan have said that former Tottenham player Christian Eriksen is not allowed to play in Italy this season following the cardiac arrest he suffered at Euros. Inter have also stated Eriksen could be allowed to continue his career abroad elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, are we in line with getting him back? I mean, I don't know. Look, if the Italian health authority don't want him to play, do I want him to play for us?
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably not.
I don't know. I think if they're saying it's a risk, then it's a risk. Obviously, look, I think Christian Eriksen, phenomenal player. I'm obviously a massive fan of his. Didn't have the best last year or so at Tottenham, but I still think by and large the creativity he used to bring to us hasn't been replaced, and it's very hard to replace that level of creativity. So if there's a chance we can get him back and he's able to actually play, I'll be all for it. But I don't know. I don't know if this one's a viable option.
If we were to bring him back, it would just excite me so much.
Of course.
Really would. But obviously, there are big factors in why he wouldn't come back. So if he doesn't, then obviously I completely understand. But it just pains me to see it because we just miss him so badly. But at the end of the day, all that matters is his health at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's just the reality. So we haven't heard much from Eriksen in terms of if he's planning on coming back to football or not. That's just the state of play in Italy that he can't play again this season in Italy. But we'll see what happens with him, and we'll wish him all the best of luck. And hopefully he does return to the football pitch, because the football pitch is a better place with him on it.
Oh, that's definitely true. Is it working, this press conference? Yeah. All right, let's go.
Afternoon, everybody. We will just start with some housekeeping. So we'll start with a live section which has got no embargo, followed by an embargoed section of 10:30 p.m. tonight. Please raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. Remain on mute otherwise, and no live tweeting during the broadcast section, please. We will start with Jeremy Langdon.
Yeah, hi Nuno, how are you doing?
Okay, thank you.
Good stuff. Can we just check on the injury news first of all after Burnley? Are there any fresh issues? Can you just say who's unavailable for the weekend?
Let's see. Brian, we have Brian. The problem with Brian, he came out in the game. We are assessing. Sessegnon is not involved. He's still not with the group. And normal knocks after the game. We still have this training session of this afternoon, and then we'll see who goes with Scott.
Sure. Will Dele Alli and Harry Winks be in the squad for this weekend?
Well, we are working with all the players. We still have the training session, and then we'll decide the squad for the match of tomorrow.
Spurs fans are wondering about the future, particularly of Dele Alli right now, also Harry Winks. What would you say about their futures at the club?
They are our players. They are here with us. There's nothing to be worried about. It's a situation that we have to work. We have to improve all the players. There are momentums on the performance of the players. This is what is the squad, making decisions, taking advantage of the moment, the talent, what we want for the game. All the players, we count with all the players.
Sure. Obviously, it's a massive match, and Manchester United under real scrutiny after their thrashing by Liverpool last weekend. What did you make of that defeat?
That shows that the competition is very tough. All the teams are very good. Man United is a fantastic team that we have to face tomorrow. And that is what we are concerned about, is the match of tomorrow.
I mean, you're both under pressure, you and Ollie, but do you feel for Ollie right now? Do you have sympathy for him? Because he's under real spotlight, isn't he?
There's no manager in the world that's not under pressure. It's part of our job.
Just looking though at the United defence, they do look a bit of a mess. Is this a match for Harry Kane to maybe really capitalise and add to his one Premier League goal so far?
It's a good chance for everybody to do a good game. We are improving some aspects of our game. We are having step backs in other aspects of our game. But the next match is always a good chance for us to keep building on the things that we improve and put it together, the mistakes that we are making in some particular moments of the game.
Thanks, Nuno. Good luck.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Vicky Sparks, please.
Hi, Nuno. Good to see you.
Hello, Vicky.
You mentioned aspects of the game there. In particular, can you pick out one aspect that you feel has been improving and one that you're particularly focused on improving?
It's possession. I think we've been able to increase our moment with the ball. and we need to improve on when we have the ball on the final third to create better lines, better combinations that can finish in goals and chances and shots and crosses. But we are improving considering on our being more compact. We are playing close to each other. So the possession has been good in terms of defensive aspects. Also, we've been solid. We have to see the set pieces that really causes a problem. In the Premier League game against West Ham, we improved against Burnley. We didn't concede too many chances. Defensively, we were spot on. So, Vicky, this is our work. Sometimes we improve some things don't go so well, and we go again. We keep insisting because we want to be a better team.
And just one more from me, obviously mentioning the pressure on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As a manager, how do you deal with that sort of pressure, particularly when the voices around can become so loud?
Because myself, I take my own routine. I focus on what I have to focus, and my focus is on what I can control and what I can impact. And it's on the players, it's on the squad, it's on the work that we do. It's on the players when we are together, the hours that we spend here in the training ground. This is where you have to focus. And if you focus on that, that will go to your home also, because you keep thinking what I should do the next day. And then you keep focus on what you have to think about. Ignore the noise.
Thank you, Nuno. Best of luck.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you.
Thanks, Vicky. George Cummings, please.
Thanks, Anthony. Hello, Nuno.
Hello, George.
Nuno, Manchester United a dangerous opponent tomorrow in the case that they've got thumped last week and you don't know what Man United are going to show up?
Not because of what's happened before in the teams. Is a reflection on the next game. Man United is a fantastic team of football with very good players. So this is what we expect, not because of the situation that happened before. We know exactly who we're going to face, and we're going to face a very good team of football.
One player you'll face is Ronaldo. I just wondered what you've made of his return to the Premier League so far, and what do you think of him as a player?
Ronaldo, for all of us Portuguese, it's something that we are very proud, very proud. Ronaldo brought to all of us immense and so many moments of happiness. When you go around the world, people say, when you ask where you're from, you say Portugal, first thing that they say is Ronaldo. So that's what it means, Ronaldo, for all of us. One of the best players in history.
Do you have many dealings with him? Have you met him a couple of times before? Do you know each other at all?
Yes, of course. I'm proud to say that I was part of the squad of 2008. So, yes, I know him.
Good. And just on Harry Winks and Dele Alli, could you understand if they wanted to leave in January because of what's going on?
We are talking about January, so far away, so far away. We have to focus on what we have to do now with all the players, all the personal situations of the players. I address them personally. I speak when I have to speak, private, say the things, listen to the things that the players have to say, and this is how we deal with things. Not here. Probably you'll never see me in a press conference addressing issues with players. I take care of them personally.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thanks, George. Ian Abrahams, please.
Thanks, Anthony. Hi, Nuno. How are you?
I'm okay, Ian. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad, thank you. Can you explain why both sides at the moment, both Spurs and Manchester United, go into this game really not in a good place?
Because different reasons, special reasons with each team. I'm focused on what happened to us. We started the competition really well. After the first international break, we go back. We had a big step back in terms of team, what we want to be as a team. We've been able to recover, and this is normal. When you have so good results, the expectations go very high, but you cannot forget that we're still on the process of finding the right team for us, the right way. And as absurd as it seems, we keep chasing what we said in the beginning, having a team that make our fans proud. We keep chasing it every day, and this is what we do. I don't compare myself as a group of players, of a squad, to anybody else. All the teams have their own issues. I'm not the one to address them.
Harry Kane's stats are down, less goals, less assists. Can you address why that's the case?
Yeah, because we should improve. We should improve. Like we say, we had aspects in our game that improve very well. For example, against Villa, we had many shots. On the first half of the West Ham game, a game that we play good, under my perspective, in terms of control, in terms of possession. In the first half, we had that momentum, we have chances. In the second half, we didn't. We had situations with final touch that didn't improve, position of the players. So it's up to us to find. Individual, the players has to improve. We are here to support and find the solutions. This is what we do. But unfortunately, we're not able to be consistent enough. First half good, second half not so good. We should maintain and sustain.
You mentioned the second half at West Ham last week. You didn't have a single shot on the West Ham goal. Why do you think that there is that lack of intensity, maybe lack of consistency, however you put it, over the course of the entire 90 minutes?
Some of those aspects was due to our lack of mobility. We didn't find the spaces. We had crosses, but not final touches. We had three or four crosses good. A lot of them go to the credit of your opponent, because West Ham is very, very good and well organized. They close all the gaps, the spaces that are there. At the same time, we didn't produce, but we didn't concede any kind of situation during the second half to West Ham. We lose the game on a set piece. So we have to improve in terms of creativity in the final third, mobility. We have to gel, we have to combine. We have to recognize a teammate is in a better position to give the pass. We have a lot of aspects, Ian, a lot of aspects.
Last one quickly. Your opponent, they lost 5-0 at home last week. The manager has been very defensive in his press conference ahead of the game. They're clearly on a real low right now, Manchester United. When you go into a game and your opponent is in that kind of position, and you can go out there and really go for the jugular from the beginning, what is your mindset in the run-up to the game in the last few hours and last few minutes ahead of the game? What do you tell your players?
We'll have a plan. We'll prepare it. We have a training session, and then you have a minute and a meeting, and we have a plan. And we'll try to reproduce that plan. But like I say, and respect what I'm trying to say to you, I will not mention anything regarding the situation of our opponents. We look at them as a football team.
Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, Ian. Time for two more in this section. So, Rob Guest, please.
Hi, Nuno. In the past month or so, Cristiano Romero's come into the team. What have you made to his start at the club so far, and how good do you think he can be for Tottenham?
I think he's improving. Cristiano is improving. I think two cases clearly that players that with the games are stepping up and improving very, very, very in a very good way are Emerson and Cuti Romero. Definitely. Premier League is very, very demanding. They felt in the beginning the impact of the competition, but now they are settling down. Is what we need. Players that arrive as soon as they get the right adaptation, the talent is there, so will be good for us.
You made a few changes on Wednesday in the Cup of Burnley. Prior to that, you'd gone with pretty much the same team in the league. Is anyone giving you something to think about in terms of naming your team to face Manchester United?
Yes. I think was good for us to all the players who were involved having minutes. We come here with players with minutes, with game on their legs, and individually good performances. This is what we expect. the better the players are, the more players they are in the better momentum, more solutions we will have for the game, for the starting 11, for the rest of the game, for our plan, for everything.
Thanks, Rob. Last one, Jonathan Veal, please.
Hi, no, it's just a real quick one. You mentioned Brian Hill earlier on. Is there any chance he can be fit for the weekend or not?
I cannot answer you that, Jonathan, unfortunately. We arrive, we have a training session in the afternoon at 4 p.m. This is the moment that the physios are gonna assess them.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan. Okay, so we'll move on to the embargoed section now for 10:30 p.m.
All right, so that's
Inspiring
Nuno's
stuff
press
as
out.
always.
Yeah, he seems a bit depressed, doesn't he?
I felt like he's been like that pretty much since we've come back from into the first international break.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem like I don't know what it is, but he just doesn't give off an aura like he's confident or like he feels like things are going well, or he's full of belief that everything's like his methods are working right now. I don't know. I mean, his answers are what they are. I don't think he said anything particularly bad. It's just the tone of how he says things.
Yeah.
Very monotone, not very. Don't know. It doesn't exude confidence in himself. And like Pochettino didn't used to say much, but he used to just give off this air of confidence, didn't he, Pochettino? I used to say things. You used to say the right thing a lot of the time, but it wasn't about what he said. Usually, it was about how he said it. Just with like his chest, so you could see like he was confident in himself. Nuno doesn't seem that way right now.
I mean, we didn't really understand a lot of the things Poch used to say in his broken down English, but it was the way I think you're right, the way he was saying things. And, you know, press conferences have just got so mundane now. You went from Pochettino, who you could hardly understand what he was saying half the time, but we all loved him so much, and the way he was saying things was brilliant. Jose Mourinho, I actually loved Jose's press conferences because they were always a bit of a laugh until the latter stages when he was a bit down in the dumps. And then Mason's and Nuno's have just been shocking. Absolutely shocking, both of them.
Yeah. In terms of Nuno, some of the snippets, what I always find interesting about Nuno's press conferences, when he talks about us playing well or being better, he always talks about defensively. Always talks about defensively how we've made improvements and everything, and you know he's talking about West Ham. We didn't make any chances, we didn't concede any chances, which is true. But it's just like there's always an emphasis on defensive stability. How he's talking about how we started the season really, really well, when in actual fact defensively we did, but you know it wasn't. You know, going forward wise, still wasn't great even at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
and there's always an emphasis. I feel like with Nuno on defensive, it kind of tells you where his mind's at, doesn't it?
Do you think it's not a case that, you know, Jose also put a lot of emphasis on the defence as well? But we always said that we kind of have to fix the defence and then we can start worrying about other areas of the pitch because our defence has been so shocking for so long now. So maybe they need to concentrate on that more than anything else because that's what's needed the most surgery.
I mean, you could argue that, but, you know, at Tottenham fans, you know, the whole complaint was we have to be playing the Tottenham way and attacking football and stuff like that, and it just doesn't seem like
you still need a good base, don't you, behind you, so you can have trust in the forward to go on, and that the defence will be there to do their job.
Of course you do. I'm just making an observation about Nuno, how he seems to be very focused on talking about how well the defence are doing, or always whenever he talks about how good or bad things are, he's talking about usually defensively. And I find that interesting, and I think that shows his mentality of how he is looking at the team and stuff like that, to be honest. And whether
he was also
long-term
mentioning stuff going forward, you know, how, you know,
he
we
did,
need to
but
improve more going forward. We need to improve in decision, not in decision making, but, you know, creating different opportunities going forward. I can't remember the words.
He said with the link up play and stuff like that in the final third. He did say that, but I felt like it wasn't dominant in his way. He kind of said it as like an afterthought. He's like, yeah, of course we need to do this and that going forward, but defensive, like he's like using defensively as like a main point. That's what I felt. I don't know. Look, I'm not saying as a criticism. I'm just an observation of where his head's at, which I find is quite interesting. He seems very much focused for me on the back line, which is what people were worried about. Instead of actually getting Tottenham on playing on the front foot, which we need, which apparently a lot of Tottenham fans are concerned about. Which is what we want to see.
Everything needs to be focused on at the end of the day, doesn't it? And from what I got from that press conference, for me, I felt like the observation I make from what he said is that he is trying to concentrate on everything. I mean, he mentioned trying to improve going forward. He mentioned the defence has improved, and he's also mentioning trying to improve in possession as well, which we also have been talking about a lot.
Definitely.
So I think that those kind of noises that he's been speaking about, I mean, I've got no real issue with what he said in that sense. And I don't really think that, for me anyway, I don't think that he is, from what he said, means that he's focusing too much on the defence.
I don't have an issue with what he said. I'm thinking of that. That's what I see from what he's saying. I think he seems a lot more focused on the defensive side. What other? I'm trying to think of what other questions he was asked.
Do you know Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, interesting enough. Yeah, he's part of the squad in 2008, Euro 2008, which I think Ronaldo was still a Man United player back then.
Yes, he was. That's the year he won Ballon d'Or, wasn't it?
Yeah, at Man United, he was brilliant that year.
They won the Champions League that year.
Yeah, in terms of Winks and Delhi, didn't give a straight answer really.
No, the only interesting thing he said was about players knocking on the door.
Yeah, and that was interesting. That makes me think he might make a change or something on
maybe,
tomorrow.
but I think when you look at it, I think it's pretty clear and obvious to me who he's talking about. He's talking about Lo Celso and Davinson Sanchez, in my opinion.
Yeah, when he was asked about it, it was interesting. His answer maybe even convinced me he might be making some changes, maybe one or two, because he was asked, "Is anyone on the who played on? Is anyone?" You see, the question was that you've played pretty much the same team in the Premier League and you've made changes in the cups. Is there anyone who has been playing the Premier League who's come into your thoughts of maybe playing the first team? And he said yes, 4 times.
Yeah.
That kind of implies that there will be a change somewhere in the team.
Could be.
On Sunday. But I don't know where that will be.
I mean...
Said yes 4 times.
I mean, the most obvious change would be Lo Celso for Ndombele or Sanchez for Dyer. I mean, those are the only two I can think of, to be honest.
Yeah, unless he pulls one out of the bag and drops one of Højbjerg or Skip for Lo Celso.
If he does that,
really be
if he does that, then we may as well give up now. Seriously, really? we have to be playing Skip and Højbjerg together in this game and for the foreseeable future.
We haven't seen,
especially against a big team.
Maybe a Skip alongside Lo Celso could work, or Højbjerg.
Nah.
You never know.
Not enough steel in there for me.
You haven't tried it.
I know we haven't tried, but we shouldn't be trying these things against Man United. Try it against Burnley at home or something, you know what I mean? Don't try it against Man United when we really need the points and it's such an important game. Try it against a lesser team when they come to Tottenham, not Man United.
I've always said in my perfect Spurs team it would be both one of somehow fitting in Lo Celso and Ndombele. If he has a way of doing that,
when Højbjerg first came, we were talking about the trifecta, weren't we? Højbjerg sitting in the base and Ndombele and Lo Celso. But look, I would like to see that. I would like to see us fit them both in the same team. But against Manchester United, I don't think we can afford to try it.
Interesting. Yeah, probably not. But I wouldn't. If I did see if the lineup comes out and he has gone for it, I would like to see how it kind of. Like, I wouldn't be dreading it. I wouldn't be dreading that selection. I would be quite excited to see, because if he's done it for a reason, because he believes that it can make an impact in that game. So
yeah, well, he made big changes against Arsenal because he believed that it would make big changes, and yeah, it made big changes, and we got our asses handed to us.
He didn't make big changes against Arsenal because against
he did, because he took out Skip.
No, because against Chelsea, it was also Ndombele, Dele, and Højbjerg.
Yeah, and he brought on Skip second half, didn't he?
Correct.
And he did the same against Arsenal.
Yeah, so he did
make
changes.
Only those 2 games, fine. For the changes were for the Chelsea game, and it also stayed there for the Arsenal game.
Yeah, but now we have a better balance. Maybe it could work. Who knows? If we have Lo Celso maybe in the centre, because I think what it would give us is better ability on the ball to progress the ball and less press resistant, and hopefully the theory would be it wouldn't be just in transitions where we're creating chances.
Yeah, I get that, but it also makes us weaker in the middle. in terms
It
of
does.
skill.
Potentially, yeah, it probably does because Celso is not as strong as Skip or Højbjerg. But maybe if he look, he wouldn't do it. I'm hoping he wouldn't do it anyway, unless he's convinced that he has the ability in the centre to be disciplined, but also go forward.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, me personally, I don't really want to see that this weekend. I want to see it. I do want to see it, and I want to see it tried. I want to see Ndombele and Lo Celso in the same team, but I don't want to see that this weekend. I want to see it against when one of the lesser teams come, like a Watford or a Burnley or a Norwich or something like that.
Yeah, and in terms of Sanchez, he could well start Sanchez.
Yeah, that I don't mind about. That I'm happy for
He
Sanchez
could well
to
start
play instead,
Sanchez, 'cause
Dyer.
he has
I'm
played
happy
well.
for that. I'm not fussed either way about Dyer and Sanchez. I mean, personally, who would I prefer? Probably Sanchez, but not by much.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see if Sanchez does start on the weekend. But yeah, I think judging from his comments, it does sound like there probably will be a change somewhere around there. I do think it's like, I don't know, it's interesting having managers ask, like, for example, Ian Abraham say, Tottenham going into this game in a really bad way. Like, what do you think that is? And like, we have won 3 of our last 4 games. So like, isn't that a bit of a disrespectful question potentially?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think the fan base ain't happy, and the fan base ain't happy because, we might have been getting a few results on the pitch recently, but it still hasn't been good enough. And
I reckon Mourinho would have snapped at that question.
Yeah, he would have. He definitely would have. But I think it's a warranted question, to be honest.
I don't know. I don't. I think. Yeah, look. Of course, we've lost 4 of our last first 9 games, but like to say we're coming into this game in a really bad way, like Man United, I think is a bit like, are we? Are we in as bad form as Man United?
I mean, we've lost 3 of our last 5 games, Premier League games.
Yeah, but if we've also won 3 of our last 4, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you want to count cup games and Conference League and stuff like that. Yeah, but I'm talking. If you're talking about the Premier League, then we've lost 3 of our last 5.
We've lost 3 of our last 5. Yeah. Okay. We also won 2 of our last 3.
We have. Yeah.
So, I mean, depends how you slice it.
You can slice it and you can picture it any way, but
Exactly.
The last 5 is a clear indication, and we've lost 3 of them.
We've won 2 of them.
Yeah, we've won 2
Well,
of
we won
them.
2 of yeah, but we've won 2 of the last 3.
Yeah, we've won 2 of our last 3, but the Chelsea game, we got our asses handed to us. The Arsenal game, we got our asses handed to us. And the West Ham game, we probably should have got a better result out of it.
I'm saying we beat Villa, we beat Newcastle, and then we had a poor result against West Ham. But is it like, is that comparable to, how Man United are coming into this game off the back of having them
one point different?
Yeah, but they haven't won since we played Chelsea. When was that? In September.
They won 5 games ago in the league, yeah.
Against the rest when we played Chelsea.
Yeah, they beat West Ham in 19th of September when we played Chelsea.
So 6 weeks ago they haven't won a game.
Yeah.
So how is it?
Why don't you add in Man United's cup and Champions League wins in there?
You could. Well,
They
I'm
won
talking
last
about
week
Premier
in the
League.
Champions League.
Huh?
They won last week in the Champions League.
Yeah, when being 2-0 down, got away with
and
it.
won 3-2.
Yeah.
Great comeback. If we did that, we would be, talking.
Yeah, but they
about
lost.
it like
They
it's,
just lost. They just
like
lost.
It's a great win, and it was a great win for them.
Yeah, but they lost 5. Look, come on, look how they're playing.
Yeah, I agree. Look how we're playing as well. We're not playing exactly great.
I'm not saying we're playing great, but I'm just saying to say like I don't know. I feel like is it like he's very new to the like Nuno hasn't been here for 3 years. He's just come into the job, and to say he's in a terrible moment when he's won 2 of his last 3 games.
Look at the way Nuno's coming across in press conference. Look at him on the sidelines. You can tell we're not in a great moment. Yeah, maybe United might be in a bit of a worse moment for us in the last 5 games, but I think it's comparable, Spurs and Man United. I don't think it's miles apart. At the end of the day, we're only 1 point better off than them in the league this season.
Yeah, ahead of them.
Yeah, it's only 1 point though. It's only 1 point.
Anyway.
I don't know. I don't understand what you're trying to say, to be honest.
I just think it's an interesting question from.
Yeah, but I don't
Ian
understand what
Abrahams.
you're trying to get at from the question.
Just about making an observation.
Yeah.
Do I think because I think Mourinho would have been very defensive about that question and defended himself, saying, "Well, I would have said that," but Nuno didn't get defensive about that question. To be fair, so maybe that's an indication of him agreeing with it.
Yeah, and I agree with it too. Do you not?
I mean, we're not doing great. I wouldn't say it's like. I don't think we're in a moment where we're like. I don't know. We're not in a great moment because we lost the last game, but we are improving. So it's like Man United. I feel like the performance is going like that. With Spurs, I don't think it's going like that. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say like we're going into this game in a terrible moment. I don't agree with that. I don't think we're doing amazing because obviously we lost 4 games already this season. But like going into this game, I don't think like we're going just because we lost against West Ham. Does that mean all of a sudden it's a terrible moment now? I don't know.
It depends what you define as terrible moment. You can still win games in terrible moments. You know what I mean? Yes, Newcastle and Aston Villa we played fairly well in, but they're 2 of the worst performing teams in the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not too much of a gauge. And yes, we wanted to gauge it against West Ham, and we played okay against West Ham, but we still couldn't get a goal. We couldn't get over the line. We couldn't get any shots on target.
Correct.
So it's difficult to say that we are in an okay moment, not just a bad moment.
That's okay. Well, whatever. Anyway.
All right, let's get some guests on, and let's start off with Rovshan. Rovshan, how's it going, buddy? Are you on mute? I can't hear him. Is it our end or is it his end?
Oh, he's unmuted on our end.
Rovshan, we can't hear you. Sorry, Rovshan. Maybe try reconnecting and connect again, and we'll see if we can get you on. Is there any others waiting? All right, there's no one else waiting. So if you want to come on and have your say, the link is in the community section. I'll pin it to the chat as well for you guys. But just before I do that, got a super chat here from Sushant Baharati, and he says, "How does it feel to be the worst team in London?" How does it feel, Sim?
Aren't we second London team in the league table?
Yes.
Chelsea then us, right?
No, then West Ham.
Oh, West Ham. Chelsea, West Ham, then us.
Yeah, we're the 3rd best team in London as it
Third
stands.
best. Well, that's what it is. Spurs. Look, I think it's a compliment that Tottenham being in 6th is now considered a crisis.
Yeah.
That's a compliment to me.
Yeah, I mean, we all know who the worst team in London are, and they play in red. But
anyone, come on, click the link. I want to know people's opinions about how we're going to play against Man United this weekend, what they want to see, what changes they think Nuno might be alluding to in his press conference, how we're going to contain the likes of Ronaldo and Rashford and Greenwood and these players. Will Man United get a reaction? Also want to know if Nuno or Oli lose, are they going to get sacked? I want to know what people think. I do want to know what people think. So come on and have your say. It's what the show's all about. It's about the fans. It's called the Pre-Match Fan Show for a reason.
It's the Pre-Match Fan Show. This show ain't nothing without you guys. Is Rovshan's audio working yet? He's in the back. If he speaks, will you see the levels on your end? Can you speak for us? Do a test, Rovshan. Can you see the levels going up? No.
No?
It's got...
Oh, there you go. I heard something. Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, something just happened. I just heard something, Rovshan. Yes, I can hear you now. All right, bring him on. Rovshan,
right.
How's it going, man?
Well, thank you. And what about you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. How are you feeling coming into this game?
Fairly confident
Really?
because of the form of the Manchester United, obviously. For example, when the last time we were going to face against Chelsea, I wasn't that confident, obviously, but now I see this game as a winnable game. Are
you expecting a reaction from Man United this weekend?
I don't think so. I think some players want Ole to be sacked. That's why maybe I don't think some of them will give 100% in that game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will fight for Ole, but I don't think so. But I saw Harry Maguire, Rashford, Ronaldo talking like we have to bounce back immediately. They apologized to the fans. Well, maybe that's why they can fight back. But again, I said that's all about tactics. That Liverpool game was like awful, like 5-0 smash at Old Trafford. So now it's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's another big plus for us, and I think it's a winnable game. I see this game. I'm excited because I really can see us winning this game.
But, you know, he's done it before. You know, cast your mind back to the beginning of last season. We beat them 6-1 at Old Trafford, and they came out after that and they ended up finishing second in the league.
That's true, but I think that's coincidence. Maybe that happened at that time, but not this time. I think we're a big test for them. And yeah, and I think Pogba is not available. That's a big plus. They're going to play with McTominay or Fred or McTominay or Matic, which is the worst players for them, as they say. And I don't know if Varane is available, but they concede too many goals in the Champions League, in the Premier League. I don't know if they had a clean sheet this season. So their defense is not that strong. So we can completely score goals and smash. I just see this game us winning.
But you know, with United's attacking talent, if they turn up, how do we stop them? With do you back our defense to deal with it?
They haven't turned up. Sancho, like Ronaldo, I think even Ronaldo is not in a good form. Like Jadon Sancho is like 11 games, not a goal contribution. Rashford, Bruno Fernandes. But if they turn up, like I think we have solid. I don't say great, but like okay back four, like defense. I think Romero and our double pivot can just stop them from transitions. And yeah, I see us. Maybe we are not going to create too many chances, but I just generally don't see us losing this game. Because everyone won them. Like what was the last time they beat an opponent? I think West Ham 4 or 5 games before, and even it's in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So that's a huge problem for them. Really, I don't see them winning.
They did win. They did come back from 2-0 down in the Champions League last week.
Oh, is he gone?
Well, Rovshan, if you can hear us, do reconnect and we'll try and get you. Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Okay.
Rovshan.
Yeah, because Atalanta's defender Merih Demiral was injured. After that, everything went very bad for Atalanta. But when Merih Demiral was in the game, they couldn't create any chance or just shot on target, anything else. Well, I think they were lucky in that game. But they fight fair play. It was a good comeback. But in the Premier League, they've done nothing. 5-0 to Liverpool. Like it's embarrassing. Like, it seems that like losing 5-0 to Liverpool means that there's no tactic or anything else. Like, they're just awful. So that's why I see us winning this game. Also, maybe some of the players want Ole to be sacked and they want new manager, new challenge. Maybe they will not fight 100%. Maybe it's his last game. But yeah, if something strange doesn't happen, I think we can win this game. But yeah, even if we win, we lose, we draw, doesn't matter. People will still blame Nuno, like everywhere. Doesn't matter the result. I don't know why people. I just feel sorry for Nuno because I know some people, like not so many people, started to say Nuno out. After the 4th game, even like of the Premier League, when you look all round,
they started before he even got signed.
Yeah. When you look, like if I don't count Conference League games, he had 11 games in English football for us. I don't take Conference League games too serious because he plays with B team. But in that 11 games, he won 7, which I don't think it's bad. Like I don't say it's great, but we expected that season to be a transitional season. We could have some problems, some positives, and people don't want to look at the positives of Nuno. They just only blame him and just talk about his negatives. That's for me, that's childish. I don't know why people just. Nuno hasn't got that pedigree, like that charisma. That's why people just blame him and want him out. They want like a manager who is known for his successes and all such kinds of things, like Conte, like Pochettino. But unfortunately, I don't know why there are so many people, like 90% of the Tottenham fans, I would say, want Nuno out, from what I see from the social medias. I don't know why. For me, he deserves one full season. So that season is his season. I don't think sacking him in the middle of it or just right now is the right thing. I really feel sorry for him because we have 2-3 good games and then one loss, one bad game. Everyone says that's it, he has to be out. I don't know why. Does people expect us to win every game, like to finish second, third? No, that's impossible because, again, I say we are in a transitional season. Paratici came, he sold some deadwood, but still are left some, and he brought 2 young talents, even 3. So I think I see some positives this season, and I really look forward to games, but I can't say this for other Tottenham fans, and that's pity.
I think when you're going into that, I mean, you're probably talking about what you see on Twitter and stuff like that. And
social media.
Twitter is a very social, a very toxic platform. Let's be honest. And I don't think the majority of Spurs fans want Nuno out.
I haven't seen any tweet positive about Nuno. That's the problem.
Yeah. Because people mostly just put their negative feelings on Twitter. They don't like to put their good feelings on Twitter.
Yeah, and some of them really want us to lose, to see Nuno sacked. They just want Nuno sacked.
It's ridiculous.
That's why they don't want us to win. Yeah, I see so many tweets like that. Really, but again, I think I have seen so many positives this season from last season. Now, our last 4 or 5 games, we dominated our positions. Yeah, maybe we didn't create too many chances, but like when you look at possession, we have over 60 possession in every game in the last 3-4 games. And if we go back to United, in the beginning of the season, every Tottenham fan wished one of the top 4 teams to decline massively, and I think that's United. They're not in a good form, obviously. So we have to use that in a right way, and maybe we can overcome them and finish above them. Maybe you don't know. Maybe they will. They can't find the right manager after Ole also, and they don't finish top 4. So we have to use this in the right way, because we wished in the beginning of the season to one of the top 4 teams to decline. So I hope tomorrow we choose the right 11, right first 11, and go with play in a dominant style and just beat them. I can see us winning them. Yeah.
All right,
Rovshan, just before we let you go, what is your score prediction? How much we're going to win by on the weekend?
2-1, 2-0, something like that. We will win.
Kane back in the goals?
I don't think so.
No. Sonny?
Maybe. Yeah, he will definitely score.
All right. Rovshan, big yourself up, and we will see you again very soon. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Nice one, Rovshan.
Great call from Rovshan. He seems fairly confident about the weekend.
It's one of us.
So let's get on someone else who's definitely going to be very confident for the weekend.
He needs to.
And that is David Harris, the Irish Hotspur. David, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, good, lads. Oh, good. How are you keeping?
Yeah, I'm good. We still got to finish our Harry Kane debate from Thursday night.
Yeah, we do. Definitely. I'll have to go and get more stats and bring them to you, lad.
Yeah, you could talk about how many goals he scored in friendlies as well.
I know. Do you know what? I tried not to crack myself up laughing when you said it to me. You can't count your Europa Conference League goals, but look, you got to take what you can get at this stage, don't you?
Definitely.
Can only play what's put in front of you, eh, David? You can only play what's put in front of you.
Well, that's it. Look, that's it. You know, you look at the end of the day, it's not Kane's fault. He was brought in Europa Conference League games and took the chance. You know.
Yeah. No. Let's talk about the game this weekend. How are you feeling coming into it? And do you think that there's a big opportunity for us this weekend to beat Manchester United?
Do you know what? I'm confident. You know, I'm confident. Look, United has massive problems in defence. Look, they are good going forward, but they have massive problems in defence. But we've shored up our defence. So I'm actually, you know, I'm a bit more confident going into this game of how good our backline can be. I think our only problems is balls out wide and across into the box. I think we find it very hard to defend them situations. But United don't really like to play out wide. Most of their chances they create are down through the middle. That'll suit a Romero or even a Sanchez or a Dyer, whoever plays in beside Romero. Going forward, I think it's again, look, if Varane comes in, is he ready? Is it too soon? You know, and then as well, if Maguire plays on the left-hand side of the centre-back, or even Lindelof, it actually doesn't matter. Malahed, Maguire, or Gimpelov, it really doesn't matter, either one. But with that cheap Phil Mitchell running forward all the time, you know, there is space down that side to get in and get at United. And that's what Liverpool ultimately done. They went down Luke Shaw's side. They used that space that he provides when he gets forward and absolutely ripped Maguire and Lindelof a new one down there. So I think that's definitely an area we can get at them. But Tottenham's biggest problem is all of our chances, most of our chances created is coming down the left-hand side. It's coming from either Son or Reguilon. We need a hell of a lot more from the right-hand side. We need a hell of a lot more coming through the middle. So with Shaw going forward on United's left, it's absolutely crucial. Either Lucas, you know, as soon as he gets the ball, get at Maguire, or put Son over there to do the job.
David, in Nuno's press conference, he was alluding that there could be a couple of changes to his normal Premier League side. I don't know if you saw that. He was asked, you know, you've played your standard lineup usually in the Premier League, but would the players in the cups, is any of these players who are in your mind starting in Premier League games? And he said yes. And that kind of implies there could be some changes. Who do you reckon he's alluding to?
Dele Alli, Winks and Davies. No, look, I think you will see Sanchez come in maybe for Eric Dyer, I believe. I think that will be one. And potentially the centre attacking midfield role. I think you might see Lo Celso maybe come in for Ndombele maybe. You could throw a spanner in the works altogether and put Dele Alli in there. You don't know.
Yeah, you I don't know. Do you think maybe Lo Celso could come in? If Lo Celso does come in, how would he fit into the team?
Good question, to be honest with you. Look, I don't have much faith in Lo Celso or Ndombele at the minute. Look, if Lo Celso comes in, one thing that you can guarantee is that if you get bodies moving around him, he can link up the play a lot better, in my opinion, going forward. You see him with the build-up to Lucas's goal, Kane into Lo Celso out wide, ball into the box, and we got the goal. So I do think Lo Celso has good build-up play. I don't think Ndombele would be the right man for this game. I really don't. I think, look, when we don't have the ball, we're going to sit, we're going to be compact, and we're going to need everybody in there kind of doing a bit of a defensive duty, and you're going to get a lot more out of Lo Celso doing that than what you are Ndombele, and I think that's potentially why you probably will end up getting the nod.
Interesting.
David, Lo Celso had a great game in the Conference League.
I wouldn't say great. Look, he was good. I wouldn't say great. Look, ultimately, yeah, look, he put one on the plate for Kane early doors. You know, he probably should have scored as well. Yeah, he did have a decent game. So he probably does deserve the nod, to be fair, over Ndombele.
Yeah, but, how do we go about stopping Cristiano Ronaldo? How important is this Christian Romero going to be?
Yeah, just Christian Romero needs bottles of Coke in his pocket. You know, that's all he has to do. Pull them out, throw them around, get Ronaldo to walk around after them instead and throw them off. He doesn't like Coca-Cola. No, look, for me, Look, Ronaldo's going to be a hard one to stop. It really is. I think if Ollie done his homework, I think he'd realise that Sanchez doesn't like balls in behind him. So if Sanchez is playing, I would be looking to get balls, over the top at every opportunity for Ronaldo maybe to get onto and expose him that way. But look, Ronaldo, it's not an impossible task. He is getting old. He is getting on. For me, I think it's more of us. I think it's more of us trying to make United play out wide rather than through the middle, because they're going to look to get through the middle with Fernandes, and hopefully he can play Ronaldo through. If we can get United to and show them out wide, maybe encourage them to put crosses in our box, we can deal with them that way, in my opinion. Because look, whoever plays out wide, whether it be Rashford, whether it be Greenwood, whether it be Sancho, they're always looking to come inside, get Bruno Fernandes or get Ronaldo involved. So show them out wide, a bit like what Burnley done to us midweek. But we also have to press United. I know. Look, I think I'm asking for a bit of the impossible. We're not really a pressing side anymore. But if you want to win this game, when United pass it around at the back, press the living shit out of them, like Leicester done, like Liverpool done. When United have been pressed, they have the most. They're ranked bottom, or they're giving away the most shots from being pressed. From losing the ball in their last third. So it's very important, I think, that we do press. And look, that's my thing. I think if we sit off United, I think you're asking for a bit more of a dangerous game. I think you're giving United a lot more of the ball. I think we need to press the living crap out United and turn the ball higher up the pitch.
Well, let me ask you this, David. Now you've just said that, do you not think that maybe to take Harry Kane out of the team for this game so we can, exercise that press with Bergwijn on the right, Sonny up top and Lucas on the right, Bergwijn on the left, I mean?
That could be the changes that Nuno might be alluding to. You never know, because, look, Harry Kane, his days of pressing are gone. He cannot physically do it anymore for 90 minutes, or probably not even 45 minutes. It's not his sort of game anymore. So for me, Ben, I think it is a fair call. I think if you do want to go at a pressing game, put Bergwijn in, put Son in, put Lucas Moura in, and then put Lo Celso in and press them high up the field. Because when you have them four in across the front, you will get that. They will press. They will. So I think that's not a bad shout either, to be fair, Ben.
David, let me ask you this. United obviously coming into this game off the back of a 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Are you more worried about them having a reaction, or confident we can kind of deepen their demise?
It's a tough one, Look, I think you probably will see a bit of a reaction. I think Ronaldo will be absolutely gunning for it. I really do. I think he would be deeply embarrassed from last week. Maguire, by the sounds of it, was deeply embarrassed from last week. The whole lot of them, Rashford, they'll all be looking to restore a bit of pride and to kind of get the naysayers off their back. To be honest with you, right now. But look, this game is at home. It's all about us. It's all about us. If the fans go there with the right mentality, sing it loud and proud, get a good atmosphere there before kickoff, and then Nuno can maybe feed off that. Hopefully the players can feed off that, and we can really get at this United team. Look, they are there for the taking. They are there for the taking. United, they do not run, they do not press, and they're happy to let you have the ball. If with Tottenham right now, when we have sustained pressures of attack, and you're talking patient possession build-up, we create half the amount of chances any top team do in this Premier League right now. So what we have to do is, if we are giving the ball, we have to be more creative. We have to be putting balls into the box, left, right, through the middle. Put Maguire and Lindelof under pressure from the off, nice and early. They are useless. Once the ball gets into United's box, they are absolutely crap. Get down Shaw's side. Get the balls into the box. We all know it's going to come down the left-hand side anyway. And get Lo Celso, flooding the box as well. Maybe this is where even Dele Alli could come in. If you're talking about Dele Alli in his prime, it was running off Harry Kane. So maybe get him in there. Make them runs off Harry Kane. Get Lo Celso to put balls in. There's a lot we can do. Look, I believe the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes of this game will tell everything we need to know. I think it'll tell you whether Tottenham will feel the pressure or the United team will feel the pressure. But United do not run, they do not press, and off the ball, they're running is shocking to try and win it back. So, look, if we can outrun them, give them a nice physical battle, and get them turning the other way, which they don't want from the very off, there's no reason why we can't go and win this game.
Well, don't you worry, David. Talk about the atmosphere. I am back in the stadium this weekend, so don't you worry about that this weekend. That's definitely going to be the case.
No wonder why you seem a bit more chipper than Sims. Sims left at the studio job this weekend.
No, we're both in the game.
We're both in the game
You're
this
going
weekend.
too. Happy days. Make sure you sing for me, lads.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll sing for everyone in the live comments right now and everyone on YouTube. So just before we let you go, what is your score prediction this weekend?
I think it's going to rain some goals here this weekend. I really do. Look, it could go either way. It could rain goals for United and we could get humiliated, or else it could be the game where Tottenham, the shackles are taken off us and the floodgates start opening up for us to start scoring goals. But look, as you know, I'm always going to predict the Tottenham win. You're never, ever going to get anything other than that from me. So look, I'm going to go Tottenham. I think it could be a 3-1 Tottenham,
All right, let's hope so. Is Harry Kane back on the score sheet?
Look, if he starts it's a tough one, If we can get balls into the box, create a lot of chances, I do think you will see Harry Kane on the score sheet. If it's mundane like it was against Burnley, like it was ultimately against West Ham and teams like that, I don't think you will. I think it's all about the service. So let's see what we can do this weekend. But look, everybody, dust yourselves down. Pick yourselves up. Tomorrow's an absolute big day for this football club. There's nothing better than when the big dogs roll around. Get your scuff shoes out. Alexander Shoeshiner is coming to town. He will clean them bad boys for you. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, David.
We're looking forward to seeing you on a pre-match pump-up tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So big up, and I'm sure Brains McLeod will get all up for it once again on your pre-match pump-up.
Do you know what? I was thinking about that, and there's probably been a 60% rise in Spurs fans being diagnosed with bipolar just because of the pre-match pump-up.
Definitely. Big up, David. We'll see you soon, mate.
See you, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Everyone
Come
out there
on.
fucking believe.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up, David. Let's keep going. We've got some more guests to get through. And let's go to Jack. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
You all right?
Yeah.
How you feeling coming into the game this weekend?
So we bat Man United we do.
Yeah, I mean, we all hope we batter Man United, but do you think we can go into this game realistically confident and hoping for a win?
Of course we can.
What's the score going to be, Jack? What do you think the score's going to be?
7-0 Tottenham.
7-0. All right, name me all 7 goal scorers, Jack.
Some of the hat-trick came with a hat-trick and Dunbonny. Hugo Lloris come up with a header in the last minute.
That's 8. There's not 8 goals. That's 8, I think. Son with a hat-trick. Kane with a hat-trick. Lloris header and Ndombele. That's 8 goals.
Yeah.
Lovely. 8-0 then.
Yes.
Bloody hell! Surely Ollie doesn't keep his job after that.
You're nearly as positive as Grandpa Brian.
Nearly. Do you think he's going to make any changes this weekend, or you think he's going to go the normal lineup?
Skip out, put the Celso in.
Really, Ben doesn't want that. Why do you think he'll do that?
Because then he got the Celso get that pace behind Ndombele with the side of him with Boylan making that deep line marker.
Well, we've seen so far this season when we take Skip out the team, good things do not happen. But you think that maybe we can find a solution where that does work?
Yeah.
Interesting. Where do you think we can hurt Man United the most? What areas of the pitch?
The left wing and right wing we can do, because we know what Son and Lucas are like in the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very true. And from looking at Man United's team, obviously they've got Ronaldo, but apart from him, who are you looking at thinking that you're worried about?
Ronaldo, because we know what he's like with his skills.
Yeah, apart from Ronaldo.
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno. Just all we have to do is stop giving away penalties, and we should stop Bruno, right?
Exactly. I wouldn't worry about Fernandes. I mean, I probably would if Eric Dyer's playing.
We're going to give away a penalty, Jack?
No.
No penalty.
Dyer or Sanchez to partner Romero for you?
Tanganga.
That wasn't one of the options.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's thinking Tanganga. Love it.
All right. Jack, always a pleasure to have you on, my friend, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you, Jack. Quick fire answers with Jack. Love it.
Yeah.
Let's get Grandpa on.
All right, Grandpa Brian time. Come on. Grandpa, how's it going?
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Grandpa. How are you?
Okay. I'm really well. And I'm really excited about the match tomorrow.
Are you as positive as Jack?
No, I won't go to. I won't go to 7. I'll go for 2-1. I think we've got to build on our strengths and take away the weaknesses that we've had in the last couple of matches. I think Celso should be playing in the centre for certain from the beginning.
Instead of who?
Ndombele? Ndombele, yeah. I mean, you could bring, if Celso doesn't come off, but he will, then Ndombele could come on in the second half, perhaps.
Yeah.
I think Reguilon should be playing.
Yeah.
I think we missed that running up the wing there, and he does run up the ring, the ring. And I think Emerson Royal, who I think was the best man of the match in the last game.
Yeah.
I think he played brilliantly, and he should definitely be in. Otherwise, yeah, I think Kane should be playing, and I think we've got to make sure there's no wind.
Wind, definitely right.
Don't worry, we won't be playing up at Burnley, so it should be less wind down here in London.
Should be all right.
You shouldn't underestimate the wind, because it actually caused some of the good passes to go awry because of the wind, I believe. And when we kicked the ball softly, then the wind just blew it fast, and it really made a difference. I don't think Kane had a terrible first half. He was making so many mistakes. But again, I think it was the wind. So I would keep Kane, Son, and Moira. Moira also, I thought, played very well.
Yeah. All right.
And I would definitely keep Skip, as you said, as well. I think Skip's great.
So okay. Nuno should consult the weather forecast before making his lineup decision, right?
Oh God.
Exactly. Maybe you should have a little prayer, see what comes up. But look, Man United got absolutely thrashed 5-0 in their last game. How do you think that they're going to be coming into this game? They're gonna get a reaction, do you believe, or do you think Spurs should look to go for the kill with Man United maybe being a bit down in the dumps? What do you think?
Well, I think they'll have had such a bollocking that they'll come out fast and furious. But I think we should come out fast and furious as well and put them onto the back seat quite quickly, because I think if we got a goal early, their heads will go really down, and you may even get 7 goals.
Wow, that would be something. Do you think?
I'm excited. Yeah, I do believe that what I've been saying in the recent weeks, what Nuno's been doing is building a team and making sure they know where each other is. And I think that showed in the last match. We had much better time on the ball last time, but we're still not holding the ball in the third quarter, and that's what we should be doing.
Are you happy with the way things are going at the moment in terms of the way we're playing football?
I think we're improving every game.
Yeah.
Since the magic start we had, we've got most of our players fit. I wouldn't say I'm delighted, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
Interesting. And a lot of people obviously they're dubbing this game El Sacico, with Oli and Nuno both under pressure. Do you think either manager could lose their job with a heavy loss in this game?
Well, I think Manchester United are much more likely to kick Oli out. I think that they tend to be fast and furious on it. I think with Nuno, I think that he is on a short string, but I think they'll give him the opportunity to take on new players and carry on into the season next year.
From a leadership perspective, do you think, from what you're seeing from Nuno, is good leadership?
Well, I'm trying to. He doesn't show it from the front, but when you hear him talk, I think he's either very stupid or quite bright. But I think he's right to try to build a team that know where each other is. I think we've got some brilliant players, and if he can bring those brilliant players out, then I think we've got an opportunity, and he's got an opportunity to stay in the job. So yes, I think I wouldn't say he's a brilliant leader, but I would be cautiously optimistic about that as well.
All right, interesting. Grandpa, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at the stadium. Let's hope for 3 points, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers. See you
tomorrow, Grandpa.
Okay.
See you, Grandpa. Let's keep going. We've got Jack, Flat Cap Euro Talk up now.
Hey, guys.
Jack, how we doing, man?
Doing all right. You know, it's a Friday, Halloween weekend. You know, probably going to stay in for tonight because it's a bit earlier over here, but maybe on Saturday I'll be celebrating the win after.
What are you dressing up as for Halloween? Jose Mourinho?
Last time that would be a good one. I'm probably not as handsome for that one, or as gray-haired. But last year I kind of went as like a golfer, just because I had enough clothes, you know, to
very scary.
But, yeah, very, very scary. But over in New York, it's not as nice. You can't really go from houses to houses. You kind of just go to some other person's tiny apartment and usually just kind of smash a few cans and whatnot. And it's not as exciting. I would say I would be honest. New York is not as fun as other places in the U.S. for Halloween for sure.
There was actually a trailer. I'm trying to think. It was for Stranger Things season 4. I could have sworn you were in that. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you saw the trailer. You look like a splitting image of one of the characters in there. I thought
I guess I have a few doppelgangers out there. Some people have said Jamie Vardy. Some people have said that guy from that German series Dark and whatnot. Yeah, I guess I have a few doppelgangers.
I think the Jamie Vardy one may be just the stubble, the beard.
Maybe so. Yeah, I'd be happy to have his pace.
Oh, I don't know if I get up. You can see. Look at that guy. That looks a lot like
looks
Jack.
It looks like Jack if he had no beard. Yeah.
Everyone go watch the season 4 trailer of Stranger Things. You'll see what I mean. But anyway,
we are here to talk about football, by the way.
Might as well. While we're here,
go on, you go for it.
Look, Jack, Man United on the weekend, tomorrow even. How are you feeling into this game? Are you positive that we can overcome a Man United side in very wretched form, or are you sceptical about maybe a reaction they might have to that battering against Liverpool?
Usually you get the delusional optimism from me, but in this case, I don't really have it. I never really do against Man United. I feel like they're just always just so much individual quality in that team. Even when we maybe play a better team game, or even when we play a bit better than them, they just have so much individual quality that can just get them out of the match and just, even to a degree, get them kind of a lucky, result. In my opinion, I think that's been their story all season. It's just relying on individual moments. And when you have players like that, I mean, to be honest, guys, that just always really scares me. Like Mason Greenwood cutting inside, can hit it from distance. We all know the movement in between Bruno and Ronaldo is, just world class at times. And then as well, it seems like Marcus Rashford is, to a degree, kind of coming back in form, even though, of course, we know they're not in good form. It's just there's so many dangerous players in that front line that I'm just too nervous. I can't. Yeah, not confident. Usually you get the delusional optimism from me, but not against Man United. They're a bit of my, bogey team for my own mental sanity, I would say.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know if you saw Nuno's press conference, but he alluded that there could be some changes from his standard kind of Premier League 11 that he has been picking the last couple of games. Who do you think those could be?
Tanganga, I think, is going to be one of them, actually. And I've used him in my kind of predicted lineup to a degree with David, because I think we're going to have to honor, that they will hurt us down either the right flank or the left flank. And we might as well, if we're going to keep Reguilon, who does bomb forward, who can get exposed, when going too far forward, we probably want to have someone that can kind of be a bit more defensively minded, even, maybe to a degree kind of shift to when we're kind of going forward, almost like a back three, kind of like how Italy have done, in the Euros and whatnot. I think Tanganga could easily be that guy. And so I might see Tanganga coming into the side might be the big difference. And potentially Lo Celso, you could see him. He had a great Carabao Cup match, was able to thread the balls in for Harry Kane, give Harry Kane a great opportunity. He also then was threaded through, making a run into the box by Harry Kane. Still to this day, don't know why he went for the outside the foot finish, but maybe it's Lo Celso. But I think Tanganga is going to be the one that we'll be seeing. Despite Emerson being in great form, I feel like, we can't go too attacking in this one. We're going to have to honor, Man United at the end of the night.
In terms of Lo Celso, it's interesting on Wednesday night, when Spurs needed a goal, he brought off Skip. He put Lo Celso on and played him in centre mid with Ndombele a bit further forward. Do you think there's any possibility he does something similar on tomorrow?
maybe in the second half, you could see that happening if we're chasing a goal or something like that, then that's what could potentially happen. But I think you still, especially again, we have to honor, Bruno Fernandes and what he can do against us, as well as some other players there. You have to get Skippy and Højbjerg together. Skippy this season is just getting stuck in for a living, guys. And so I feel like he has to be in there. He has to be in there for me. So I would start with Skippy and Højbjerg, maybe pick between Tanguy and Lo Celso. They both have their strengths. They both have their weaknesses. And then from there, maybe you bring whichever one is left out, on, especially for chasing a goal, I would say. But yeah, that's a good question, though. But I think you still have to keep Skippy and Højbjerg in there.
Yeah, he was also talking about his press conference that he still needs to make a decision on Winks and Dele Alli if they are going to feature. What's your opinion on that?
From what I got from that, it was kind of, maybe the most that Nuno seems to have ever conceded. It was kind of a Jose even answer. I think, what did he say? Like, they're still players at the end of the day, or like whatever he said. They're still footballers.
There are players, yeah.
It didn't seem too confident. It did not seem too confident in maybe them coming into the side. Maybe we might see Dele on the bench, potentially. But I don't even see Winks even making, the backup squad or making, the bench at all. I think maybe Dele could get in there, but definitely not Winks or Dele. I think their future has already been cut by them. It's already been cut by them.
Yeah. But how do you see the game going in terms of, do you think, because Man United have usually under Oli been a counter-attacking team. More of late, they've gone a bit on the front foot, been exposed by that approach badly last week. And with Tottenham, we're also a bit of a counter-attacking team, but we are trying to be a bit more, I don't know, like against West Ham, we dominated possession and we tried to on the transitions, trying to get forward quickly, but do you see Oli maybe reverting back to a bit of counter-attacking for Man United? Do you see him just persisting with that approach where he tries to put us under serious pressure and maybe still be a bit more pressing? How do you think tactically the game might be played out?
That's a good question. In Ole's case, he's had most success, his entire tenure there as, more of a counter-attacking kind of system, and it has worked out for him. It's worked out for him against maybe bigger sides who like to dominate possession. We've had a bit of experience, recently where West Ham, in my opinion, for the majority of the match, put almost all 11 men behind the ball. We had to figure out how to break that down. We know Burnley put 11 men behind the ball, at all times as well. So if that were to happen, we just come off 2 matches where, we're kind of getting maybe used to teams playing against us that sort of way. It just really is, though. We still really lack in creativity when teams do that against us. And if I were Ole, I would probably say, in order to hurt us, that's probably the way I would go about it. But at the same time, the reason it's been hurting Man United this season is because the majority of that front line just doesn't press, or they don't even, hold their defensive shape. You can kind of, pass through them quite easily. And Ronaldo, we all know, you're not really expecting him to be, a really high octane kind of presser. Mason Greenwood, to a degree, kind of thinks he's a striker and doesn't need to, be, a winger that also helps out defensively. The only winger that maybe would help out a bit defensively is Marcus Rashford, and he's still not even known for being, the most defensively minded or, supportive as well. And then that's why I think Bruno Fernandes has been he's still a fantastic player, but he's been a bit exposed this season because he's almost the only person in that entire front line that's doing any sort of defensive work and tracking back and whatnot. You might even get an early yellow card from him, if you ask me, because he does throw in sometimes some naughty tackles and things like that, because he does seem a bit frustrated by, his partners up front that just aren't doing any defensive work. If Ole were to sit back, I think that'd be the best way for them to win. At the same time, though, they're not a team, though, that really does very much in that front line of defense, defensively. And so we might actually have an easier time breaking that down than we did against West Ham or Burnley, in my opinion. But still, again, with that counterattack, with that pace, with also the distribution that Bruno Fernandes can have to that front line is, it's just so dangerous. And also, again, Luke Shaw as well can also break from, the defense and maybe cause some havoc as well. So to be honest, I think that's Ole's best way of trying to win this, and it's probably the best way to try to hurt us. At the same time, though, I think we've had a bit of experience recently, going against, very pragmatic, defensive, counterattacking kind of team in the likes of West Ham and Burnley to a degree. So maybe, the experience that we've just undergone is probably going to help us out.
All right, and just before we let you go, come on, we need a score prediction off you.
It's always going to be a win, despite how maybe scared you could tell I was.
You just said.
I was only giving the scared, the scared tactics and everything. It's going to be 2-1. I think I expect them, to score. But I've heard from a lot of people though, whoever scores first is going to win this game, and I found that to be a bit interesting. Maybe because whoever does score first is not going to be the team that's going to be sitting back, inviting the pressure. And if we do score first, maybe it could be 2-1, I would say, but we have to score first. I do think we have to score first, and I'm going to go 2-1.
Harry Kane back on the score sheet?
That's so hard to predict nowadays as well, but maybe he might find a bit of motivation. The pressure's been on him. He did have that Instagram and Twitter post that come out recently. He's starting to motivate himself again. But I think my scorers might be Lucas again. I think Lucas, potentially could cause some havoc, especially to Luke Shaw. He's been skinning men for a living this season, Lucas, and I definitely see Luke Shaw struggling against that. But I would say Lucas and probably Sonny, if not maybe a Tongi goal or something like that. But I'm going to say Lucas and Sonny, and then maybe Harry Kane as a little cherry on top.
It's interesting because I've asked this question to quite a few people about the Harry Kane goal, and you're the only one so far that said Harry Kane's going to score this weekend. And even you were a bit half about it as well.
It's really hard to predict it's hard to predict these days, guys, and especially with some of the chances that he has blown this season as well. It is hard to predict because the old Harry Kane, we all know, would have put them away.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Jack. Well, have a good day Friday. I don't know what time it is over there, but have a good night tonight, and let's get pumped up. Get pumped up on the pre-match pump up tomorrow, and let's go for 3 points.
Come on, you Spurs. Let's get it, boys.
Big up, Jack. Always a pleasure to speak to him. Let's go on to Jimin. Jimin, how are you?
Good. Can you always hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, great. Yeah, how are you guys?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good. Big game this weekend, isn't it? Big game against Manchester United. Are you confident going into it after Man United's recent form?
Yeah, I think so. I think, honestly, I don't think they're going to sit back. I think they're going to kind of press us and try to play on the front foot because I think Alekei needs to put on a show and get a good win for the fans at home. And so I think, we'll have opportunities to hit them behind in the line. So I feel pretty confident going into the weekend.
Interesting. In terms of lineup, what lineup would you go with? Would you go the same one that played against West Ham? Nuno alluded maybe there could be 1 or 2 changes from that kind of lineup. What are you thinking?
I think kind of the same thing. Maybe Gio. I think Gio's been looking pretty good recently, so maybe I would like to insert Gio somewhere. Maybe and for Tanguy, but Tanguy also has been playing well in my opinion, so it's tough. And maybe Tanganga comes in just to play a little bit more defensive. But I think overall I keep it pretty similar. I do think the structure looks good, and I agree with you guys. I think against West Ham, I think we did create a lot of opportunities that weren't recorded in the stats, and so I feel pretty confident that we will create opportunities on Sunday.
Interesting. How do you think in going into this game? Are we going to this game in a terrible moment, or do you think things are improving for Tottenham performance-wise? Oh, is he crashed? Jimin? Oh, he's still there. He's still there. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did you get that question?
No, can you repeat it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying, going into this game, do you think performances are improving in general for Tottenham, or do you think we're going into this game in a bad moment?
I don't think it's a bad moment. I do think the morale is kind of neutral. I think it's great. I don't think it's super high, but I do think if we had gotten the tie against West Ham, I think it would be different. But I think just because we did take the L there, going to Man United, I think we are looking to get a win. I don't really know how the morale is. I didn't see the press conference. Did he speak on it?
On the Man United game,
he didn't speak about the morale.
Yeah,
no.
he.
I mean, about after the Burnley game, did he speak on kind of how the team feels?
No, I don't believe so. Don't believe so.
No, there wasn't a press conference after Burnley, I believe.
Okay. I was at school, so I didn't see it, so I wasn't sure.
Fair enough.
How do we stop Cristiano Ronaldo this weekend?
Yeah, it's tough. I think Romero plays really well. And I think Dyer will play with him. I think it'll be the same backline that we see in the Premier League.
Is that what you want to see?
Yeah, I think so. I think Dyer and Romero playing with. I think while Sanchez is really aggressive and he is very athletic and could match up with Ronaldo's athleticism, I think safer choice for tomorrow's game. I don't think Nuno's going to take the chance to go and put either Rodin or anybody else in. Maybe we see a back three. I don't know. That'd be bold. That'd be bold of Nuno to do all of a sudden. So I'm not too sure, but I think Dyer Romero would be a good combo to stop.
All right, Jimmy, and just before we let you go, what is your score prediction for tomorrow?
I think 2-1. And I didn't know Jack was in New York. I'm calling from New York. It's like,
all right.
And I was hoping I gotta get in touch with Jack and go see him at a bar or something. Because if he's here and around, I definitely want to meet up. So Jack,
yeah, go message him on social media.
Yeah,
go message him on social media.
Flat cap.
Yeah,
exactly. Go for it, mate.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
bringing
and
fans
if you
together.
do go for it, you got to get a little We Are Tottenham selfie as well and send it in.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll try to find a few guys if there are in New York. Yeah.
All right, big up, Jimin. Thanks for coming on, and great to talk to you, mate.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nice one, Jimin. Cheers for calling.
All right, let's keep going. Let's go to Aravind. Aravind,
Hello.
how you doing, my brother?
Doing fine. What about you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good, thanks. Haven't spoken to you in a while. You've been keeping well?
Yeah, doing well.
And how are you feeling coming into the game this weekend?
I have a huge feeling that we're going to win by a huge margin tomorrow.
Whoa,
For some reason,
come on, Aravind, come on.
For some reason, we have been not. It happens with Spurs where you have games where it goes very down and you expect some unexpected performance suddenly, and that's what is going to happen tomorrow. And especially with Man United's form, they're like not great. I know they have individual players which are superb in front of goal, but I'm pretty sure if you just score that first goal, for God's sake, if you just score that first goal, if Nuno does that, I'm pretty sure they're gonna tumble off. They're gonna tumble off for sure.
I mean, we already had a prediction on this stream about 8-0, 7-0, 8-0. But I think it was more of a joke. But anyway, what do you think the blueprint should be for tactics this weekend? How do we win this game?
To be serious, I really want one change to happen. I don't know whether Nuno is going to do it. Is that I want him to play Davinson Sanchez over Eric Dyer for tomorrow's match only, because as much as Eric Dyer has been doing really well against Romero, I need someone who's more physical because Ronaldo is going to be very dangerous, and only giving too much pressure on Romero is going to be really hard. And I feel and especially when we played against Chelsea, then we can see how vulnerable was Eric Dyer was, and especially he was not that great when he comes against the big team players. Against West Ham or Newcastle, I still agree because it's a lower ranked team. I'm not saying that Davinson Sanchez has been performing really well for us, but I'm pretty sure he's more of a player who's been playing in the centre back position. He knows the position really well, and he still has the attributes as a good for the position he is. He's more physical. He can win a lot of in the air, and when we have two players who can play that way, then the opponent will be like very more. They need to think and play when they play against Davinson Sanchez and Romero. I think so that I'm really confident if that partnership Nuno builds it would actually be good, and we don't need to actually find a good defender if these both develop. And both are young, both are hungry, and I'm pretty sure both have the attributes to grow as a player if they play together.
And are you not worried about a potential Man United reaction this weekend after last week's dropping to Liverpool?
Look, after final, I'm pretty sure every team the Man United team is going to come with 2 steps higher than what they are. But come on, it's happening on the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The fans is going to be with us. The fans are going to support us. And just one goal, if you score the first goal, and I'm 110% sure that this team under Nuno is going to fall down, because Nuno is not a great tactician. He's not a team player, a manager where he knows what to do if he's 1-0 down. If you see United's wins which has happened in this season, regardless of what happens against Newcastle and Leeds United, because the game was so open, they are totally dependent on moments which is really needed. And again, when you see against West Ham, Lingard needs to come and score a goal. Against Everton, they were hopeless, but Anthony Martial needs to come and rescue them with a point. And all their goals which they have scored is happen in moments, and it's not like they're playing as a team and there's a really good football happening with each another, passing around and all. It's just happening on moments. So only way if United win this match is that we play so bad that we don't even know how to break down their team and we let them score a goal. That's the only way I see them scoring against us. But for the recent matches which I've seen against Nuno, that yes, or as all fans, we don't expect at what position we are in, but we need to be realistic also. Like, this is a project. This is going to take time, and you bring any manager up front, even it's a world-class manager with the squad we have. It's not bad as a position we are in. Obviously, I would want us to score more goals. We need to dominate. We need to be more play more better. We need to be more better in the midfield. We need to create more chances. Yes, that's all a question over there, but it's not as bad as we think. And there's a lot of good things which is happening in the midfield, and there's some form of a structure which has been built. So I wouldn't say that Nuno is correct, but it's not as bad as everyone thinks. But if we can actually I just want a performance we played against West Ham, but just if we can make that correct decisions in the midfield and we play that proper balls up front, we can be much more dangerous than what United are.
Aravind, is that guy on your wall going to score tomorrow?
Sorry?
Is that guy on your wall going to score tomorrow?
That guy right behind you.
The main reason why I started supporting Spurs was when Harry Kane broke into the team, and I want him to score a hat-trick. I'm really backing him to score a hat-trick. He's a world-class player.
Hat-trick?
He's a world-class player, and he's been off games for past few games, and I'm pretty sure if we give him balls, if we give him the delivery properly in tomorrow's match, he's going to score a goal, and he's going to regret the chances which he missed on against Burnley, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come back in this match with a huge win. And I'm telling you, if we open up Manchester United's defense, Harry Kane is scoring a hat-trick against them. Maguire and Lindelof are way more hopeless than our defenders, and if we break them down, we can. I'm telling you, it's going to be a huge score, and I'm going for a 4-2.
4-2.
I love the confidence,
Wow.
Aravind. I absolutely love it. I really hope you're right. And looking forward to speaking to you hopefully next week after 3
I'm pretty
points.
sure you're going to see the scoreline tomorrow where Lindelof and Harry Maguire are going to be turned down by a forward line, and this is going to happen for sure.
All right, Aravind.
Big up, Aravind.
Come
I
on.
love it. Absolutely love it. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next time.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. Big up, Aravind. Absolutely love it when Aravind calls in. Have we got anyone else waiting? No. All right. So that concludes the pre-match fan show. A lot of confident Spurs fans on here today, which I absolutely love. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. We'll bring you the live content from inside the stadium. We'll be updating you as and when anything happens with all the atmosphere within the stadium. John and Josh, Spurs Debates, will be here on the watch along with you tomorrow. So welcome back to John. Show him all the love. And obviously they'll be running the post-match fan show as well. And you can catch David's pre-match pump-up from 4 o'clock tomorrow. So a lot of content. You've got a lot of content still coming your way today with the predicted lineup and what have you. So keep an eye out for that. I look forward to going to the game and keeping you updated tomorrow. Let's hope for 3 points. Let's hope for a good performance. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.